I've seen a lot of people say that the canonical ending for Sonic CD is the bad ending. They say this because in Sonic Generations, you fight Metal Sonic and Stardust Speedway's bad future. Well, today, I'm here to disprove this theory and confirm why it's actually the opposite. Welcome to Thinking Cap. So it's been a while. Sorry about that. I don't necessarily have an excuse other than that working on other projects and procrastinating. But I'm back now and with a new theory. A new game theory. I'm kidding. Anyways, the topic today is Sonic CD, and which of its two endings are actually canonical, and why I think it's actually not the bad ending. Now, admittedly, my theory isn't perfect, but there's a reason they're called theories and not proven facts. Now, if you're a Sonic fan, then you should know the story of Sonic CD. But in case you don't, here's the gist. Sonic journeys to Never Lake to watch Little Planet appear. When he gets there, he sees the planet chained to a mountain and Eggman is quite literally all over it. Sonic then makes it his mission to free Little Planet from the clutches of the evil Dr. Eggman and save Amy Rose, who has been kidnapped by Metal Sonic. Now, Sonic CD is a pivotal game because it introduces Amy Rose and Metal Sonic, two heavily reoccurring characters. And held within this game is the stage Stardust Speedway. This stage is famous for having some of the best tracks in the entire game, nay, the entire franchise, and arguably one of the best boss fights in the entire game, though in my opinion, there aren't any particularly good or interesting boss fights in the game except the race against Metal Sonic. Anyways, it's debated on whether the canonical ending to CD is the good ending or the bad ending. Good endings are generally accepted as the true endings, the canonical endings for Sonic games, if they have alternate endings. Sonic 1's canonical ending is Sonic retrieving the Chaos Emeralds before Eggman. Sonic 2's canonical ending is Sonic once again retrieving the Chaos Emeralds before Eggman, saving the world, and becoming Super Sonic at the end of the game. Which of course leads into Sonic 3's canonical ending, Sonic using the Master Emerald to turn into Hyper Sonic and save the world once again. Though, Sega has decided to retcon Hypersonic out of existence. But at the time of recording this, about 2 years ago, they decided to say everything is canon, which technically means that now Hypersonic's canon, again. Wait, if everything's canon, then doesn't that mean all those other forms are canon too? No, there's no way. Wait, does that mean all these guys are canon too? And that, folks, is why context matters. Anyways, jokes aside, Sonic CD is different. as Stardust Speedway's future has been revisited twice. The first time was in Sonic Generations. In Sonic Generations, the main story is that after Eggman was defeated in Sonic Colors, he stumbled across Time Eater's primitive form and discovered that it could erase time and space. Sonic saves Tails in the second level of the game, and then the two gear up with their past selves to save the timeline. And to beat the game, you have to retrieve the Chaos Emeralds from boss fights and rival fights. One of these rival fights happens to be against Metal Sonic, and guess where it takes place? If you guessed Stardust Speedway's bad future, you'd be correct. If you didn't, have you even been paying attention this entire video? Now this can be explained pretty easily. Directly after Eggman explains how he found Time Eater, he explains his plan.
After my most recent setback, I stumbled upon the primordial form of this unique creation, which I discovered had amazing abilities even I have never been able to master. It could erase time and space. I then had the brilliant idea to use my discovery to undo my previous defeats.
So basically, all Eggman did in this game is use Time Eater to go back in time and make it as if Sonic never beat him. So by paying attention to Eggman's monologue, I know, very difficult, but by taking the time to listen to what he actually says, the answer presents itself. But the real reason this theory is so debated is because of a cutscene held within Sonic 4 Episode 2's DLC, Episode Metal. Now this whole DLC basically serves to explain how Metal Sonic came back in Sonic Heroes and games after, as well as how he made it to Mirage Island. For anyone who's not a Sonic nerd, Mirage Island is the name of the island Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2 takes place on. Anyways, in this cutscene it shows Metal Sonic laying down in Stardust Speedway. Eggman comes over, he uses some voodoo magic to revive Metal Sonic, and then bippity boppity boop, he is powered up and ready to mess up Sonic's day. But the reason I bring this up is because this cutscene takes place in Stardust Speedway's bad future. And this isn't as easily explained. But with enough analysis and a tiny bit of creative thinking, I believe that, just with Sonic Generations, the answer will present itself. So let's take a deeper dive into Sonic CD to see if we can pull some answers from it. I already went over the basic synopsis for Sonic CD at the top of the video, so we're going to take a closer look at its endings. Both its endings. Now, just like the classic games, Sonic CD has two endings that aren't any different from each other, aside from either having or lacking a try again message. How they differ, though, is how you get the two different endings. In every other classic Sonic game, you get the bad ending if you make it through the entire game before collecting all 7, or in Sonic 1's case, 6, Chaos Emeralds. But in Sonic CD, there are no Chaos Emeralds, and not only that, there's two ways to get the good ending. You can either go through the game's unnecessarily difficult special stages, or you can go back in time and destroy all the time generators hidden within the levels past. Doing 1 out of 2 of these is all you need to get the good ending of the game. Though, regardless of what ending you get, you will be shown Eggman escaping with a time stone. I mean, yeah, Sonic throws a rock at him, causing his Eggmobile to explode, but it's not like we see Eggman drop the time stone. So in the Sonic canon, we have at least one time stone that is unaccounted for. Eggman having this one time stone also gives us an answer to a glaring problem. It explains how Eggman got back to the future to revive Metal Sonic in the first place. Because after all, this cutscene does take place in the bad future of Stardust Speedway. So this means that at the end of Sonic CD, when we see Eggman escaping with the Time Stone, Sonic probably doesn't know that he has it. Which means Sonic probably throws the rock at him out of spite. Pure spite. I mean, we've seen Sonic do that before. And we even see Eggman conceal the Time Stone as he flies off. So it stands to reason that Eggman escaped with the Time Stone and kept it for future use. And now you may be saying, so, the bad ending is canon. Well, no. There's a way for the good ending to be canon while still allowing for Eggman to escape with the Time Stone. If you recall, I mentioned the two ways you could get the good ending for Sonic CD. You could either get the Time Stones, or you could go to the past and break the time generators. I think the true canonical ending to Sonic CD is the latter of these two scenarios. Sonic saves Little Planet by destroying the time generators in the past, leaving Eggman with the time to go through a special stage in the present and get at least one Time Stone. And then later, after the events of Sonic 3, Eggman comes back and changes the future again. And voila, the good ending to Sonic CD is canon, while allowing an explanation as to how it's a bad future in Sonic 4. Although it doesn't really matter, because in Sonic Generations, when the Sonics run through time, they fix it. So either way, Stardust Speedway's future ends up getting fixed, rather it's earlier or later. And that's my theory. My game theory. I'm kidding, MatPat, please don't sue me.